I remember watching Flipper Flop and Fixer Upper and all these shows on HGTV that really glorify flipping houses. It looks super easy. They buy this distressed property and there's some fabricated drama in there, but they end up making the house look incredible. They decorate it and there's either a lot of equity or they sell it and make a huge profit. It looks super easy and it only takes 30 minutes. Well, in the real world, flipping real estate is not that simple. However, it's not really that complicated either. There are 4 main components that are needed to be a successful real estate flipper. I'm going to cover all those in this video. My name is Sam, and over the past several years, companies I own have flipped over 1,000 houses. Now, a majority of them have been wholesales, but I would say 25 to 75 a year have been fix and flips, where we actually buy the property, we fix it up, we make it nice, and we sell it on the open market. I've learned a lot over the past few years, and flipping houses can be fun, but it can be frustrating. If you know the grooved path and you follow these 4 key steps, your first flip or your next flip will go a lot smoother and you'll make a lot more money. I've flipped a lot of houses over the past few years and a majority of them have gone pretty smoothly, but I've made my fair share of mistakes as well and either not profited very much or even lost money. If I had these 4 steps, I feel like pretty much every single one of those deals would have gone a lot smoother and I would have made a lot more money. The 4 simple steps that you need to follow when flipping your house are: you need to find a distressed property, you need to find a lending source to fund the purchase and fix up of that distressed property, you need to find contractors to fix up the property, and then you need to find an agent that's going to do the best to maximize the profit on the back end. I remember when I got started flipping houses and I wanted to be like those TV shows I talked about. I wanted to make this gorgeous product, I wanted to take down walls, I wanted to put in quartz, I wanted to make heated floors everywhere. I wanted to make these houses incredible. And while that's fun to think about doing, it's not very practical in most real life flipping applications. You can't over rehab a house. I've done that several times where you make a house too nice for the neighborhood. And guess what? Nobody's gonna spend an extra $100 or an extra $50,000 on a house when every other house in that neighborhood is priced less than that. So I've over rehabbed in the past trying to be like a TV show and it never really works out. You have to find that middle ground to where you're making it a little nicer than the competition. You're maybe pushing the market by 5% or less, but you cannot push the market by 20-30% in most areas. All you're gonna do is over rehab, have something sit on the market, have the price drops come and everybody think there's some stank on it, and you're probably not gonna make any money because you put too much money into it. So you gotta be careful and strategic when you're making these decisions. We're gonna talk through that as we go through the video. Step 1 is finding the right distressed properties. It's not super hard to find distressed properties in general, but finding the right one to fix and flip and sell and make a profit can be challenging. There's distressed properties everywhere. You just have to know where to look and who to talk to find those distressed properties. The first place you're going to want to look is wholesalers. This should be the beginning and the end of your search at the very start of your real estate investing career, because wholesalers do everything for you. They find the distressed property, they negotiate with the seller, they know where to offer it, usually to leave enough meat on the bone for you to buy it from them with their markup, fix it up, and still make a healthy profit on the back end. At least good wholesalers know how to do that. So you have to find these wholesalers, and it's really not hard to find them. You got to connect with them and get them to bring you their deals. But if you drive around one afternoon for 4 hours and you take pictures of every single "We Buy Houses" sign you see on the side of the road in Sharpie or printed on the actual sign, those little 2-foot by 3-foot bandit signs, if you spend 4 hours driving around and contacting the people by calling or texting that are on those signs, your Rolodex will be immediately infused with a lot of wholesalers. Every single one of those people on those signs wholesales houses. Very few of them actually close on them. So they need you. They need cash buyers, and we'll talk about that in step 2. They need people that have money that are going to take these deals off their hands. So start with wholesalers, drive around, look at bandit signs, go to your local meetups and your local Facebook groups. You got to get connected with your community for multiple reasons, but wholesalers hang out at these online real estate investing Facebook groups. Wholesalers hang out in person at these local meetup groups. At our local meetup group, I would say we have an average of 50 to 60 wholesalers that come every single month. They're all connecting, they're doing deals together, they're meeting the new investors, they're helping bring people in the fold, and it's just really a great environment for new investors, and you're gonna meet people that you're gonna buy deals from. The second place you're going to want to look to find distressed properties are real estate agents. A majority of real estate agents only list properties that are retail ready that you don't want anything to do with, because they're not distressed. Remember step one, distressed properties. Anyways, you need those distressed properties. A majority of real estate agents come into contact with buyers or sellers of houses that are ready to go on the market, and they don't need you and you don't need them. However, good real estate agents have an eye for distressed properties or hoarder houses or situations where their seller needs to get out of the property quickly and is willing to take a quick cash offer. That's when you can come to the plate, offer a great price, and probably get the deal before it goes on the market to limit the competition and to limit the price. For whatever reason, that seller needs to sell quickly and for cash, and if you connect with the right real estate agents, they know a light bulb's gonna go on their head and they're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna call Jim, I'm gonna call Jen, they buy these types of houses, they're gonna give you a fair offer, we can close in a matter of a few weeks. So you're the easy button for that real estate agent. A little bonus tip as well, if you're looking to get in better with real estate agents, if you're gonna flip the property, promise them the listing on the back end, meaning they're gonna get paid when you buy the house, of course, because you're buying it from them as the agent, but also on the back end after the flip, if you're not an agent yourself, have them list it so they'll make commission on the front end and the back end. That is a great way to have them bring you properties first so you can get more properties, because you're gonna have to pay an agent to sell it anyway. There's a ton of other ways to find distressed properties, whether it be driving for dollars or doing mailers or doing Facebook ads, but in general, if you start out with wholesalers and you start out with real estate agents and you commit to that over the next few months, you will make enough connections to fill whatever pipeline you're looking to fill of deals, and they're free. The second step in this process is finding a money source to purchase the distressed property and to fix up that distressed property. Now, ideally, it would be your own cash, because you're only using it on a short-term basis to purchase and fix it up, and then when you sell it, you're getting your money back plus all the profit. So that's ideal, but that's not realistic for most people. The second option would be to have a HELOC or home equity line of credit on your house. And if you don't know what that is, check out this video above where I explain it, but basically you're taking a loan out on the equity of your house. You can use that for purchase funds or you can use that for rehab funds, but it's your money, so you can be extremely flexible with it. You don't have anybody overseeing what you do with it, and it's a great way to either fully fund something or partially fund something depending on what source you use. Now, pretty much anybody can use these last couple sources I'm talking about. I want to talk about hard money lenders and private money lenders. I'll go over a scope of what they are, but if you want a detailed video of what they are, click on this video above where I break down hard money and private money, the differences and the pros and the cons. Hard money lenders are companies that are literally in business to lend money to brand new real estate investors on the purchase and the fix up of rehab properties. Now, they may want some money down, or they may look into your credit a little bit harder than other places, but they're a great option and they pretty much have unlimited money, unlike private lenders, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. Hard money lenders are great. They're a second set of eyes on your deals, especially if you go with a local hard money lender. They're going to walk you through the process and make sure they're lending money on a good deal. You can find hard money lenders, which I'm going to be repeating myself a lot in this video and other videos, by joining your local meetups and joining your local real estate investing Facebook groups. Good local hard money lenders are involved in both of those, and you can also just Google hard money lenders. Shoot, I have Freedom Capital, which is a national lending company, as a part of my mentorship. So I lend money to my students to fix up properties, and they can sell them or keep them as rentals, but there are a lot of different places out there where you can find that hard money. A golden goose, and what I purposely say for last on this section, is private money lenders. This is what you're gonna want to always be looking for, whether you have one now or not. You can use the other funding sources while you're finding a private lender, but the goal would be to find multiple private money lenders. And these are just busy professionals, working people that have some extra money that you know, or someone you know knows, that is willing to invest in you and real estate. This is not usually a rich parent or a rich uncle. It's usually maybe somebody related to your parents or a friend of your uncle's or something along those lines, but it's a connection of a connection. It's just a professional that wants to diversify part of their investment portfolio into you and into real estate. They want to get a safe return. They're usually not going to meddle in it too much or even really know what's going on. They're just looking for a diversification play, and through your connections, they believe in you and they believe in real estate, and they can be extremely flexible. You can pair pair them with a hard money lender, or you can pair them with your HELOC. You can do a lot with private money lenders that you can't do with other lending sources because they're giving you the money. As long as you give them their return, they're happy and they're going to continue to do it. Last week, 2 of my students came up to me that got private lenders. One was a real estate agent they'd been working with, gave them $75,000 they could use for flip funds or to put down on a property. The other was their insurance agent. That person was an insurance agent for their parents, and that became their insurance agent. They got to know him pretty well, so they were kind of like a family friend as well as insurance agent. And he offered her $200,000. He wanted to get it out of the stock market and offered that to her to lend on a short-term basis on fix and flip. So they can come from any walk of life. So now that you found the property and you found the funding source, you need to fix up the property so you can sell it and make a profit. That's the whole goal of this. And this is probably the scariest part for most people. They think, I don't know which way to turn a screwdriver, so I obviously can't fix an entire property and sell it. While there's some truth to that, if you're going to be doing the work yourselves, that is not enough reason to not start this process. I would say, decently handy, maybe like a C+, B- on the handy scale, but I haven't touched a property in probably 5 years because I hire everything out. That is an option as well that we'll get into here in a second, not even touching the property. But if you're like most people, you're going to do as much as you can yourself. Paint, maybe do some demo, maybe rip out some cabinets, do some landscaping, just simple, more monotonous tasks that don't require a specialized skill. You can do that yourself. Because this is probably one of your first few flips, you're going to want to be there as much as possible because you're going to be excited and you're going to want to watch the property transform. So you're going to be there, might as well do some work or the work that you can. But most likely you're not going to be able to do everything, so you're going to have to hire out certain trades. Maybe something that requires a permit, or maybe a roof, you're not going to want to do that, or maybe some plumbing or electrical work. You're going to need to tap on other people's shoulders to finish the project. Now, you can meet these people in a ton of different places. Again, repeating the same thing, but it's important, so I'm willing to do it. At your local meetups, you're going to meet a ton of contractors. We probably have 20 to 30 contractors that show up to our local meetup every single month. I think 6 or 7 of them are actually sponsors, so they have their names on the signs and people use them. So you're going to connect with your local community for a multitude of reasons, and on the short list would be finding good contractors. And once you do find good contractors, guess what? Good contractors hang out with good contractors. So if you find a good roofer and you treat him or her well, communicate, pay them on time, guess what? They are more likely to offer you up their buddy that does siding work or window work. So as you develop relationships with these different contractors, you need to treat them well, pay them on time, respect them, communicate, and then they'll start to refer you over to different trades that they know or that they've worked with in the past that are good with real estate investors. So find them and then cultivate them, and your network will grow and grow, and eventually you'll have an A list, a B list, and a C list of contractors at every single trade. You can also find these on your local Facebook groups just by typing in who has used a plumber in this area, and more than likely you're going to have 5 to 10 different people or plumbers respond with I'll do it or I know somebody that does that. So just connect with your community. Pro tip, if you're looking for a specific trade and you need somebody now, go to your local Home Depot or Lowe's. And if you're looking for a painter, just go to the painting section and you'll see people walking in with paint all over them, maybe white pants, and just ask them, hey, are you looking for side work, or do you work with investors? Or if you're looking for plumbers, go to the plumbing section. You would be surprised at how many people actually do that. My man D-Money over there has recently done that and found himself an electrician. So all you have to do is go out and talk to people. Last and certainly not least is you need to find an agent that's going to sell your property and get it off the market quickly and maximize profit. You make your money when you buy your property at a good discount, but you get paid when you sell it. So if you want to get paid, you need to make sure to sell it and sell it quickly for the most amount of money possible. And there are a ton of real estate agents out there, but there are not that many that are really good at selling recently rehabbed properties. Now, if you remember early in the video, I mentioned if you maybe tell an agent that's going to bring you distressed property that they will sell on the back end, you're going to have to go that route. But if you did make that promise, so you didn't buy it from an agent, you're going to need to find an agent. You find these within your local real estate investing community. If you just see a big billboard with a real estate agent sign on it, they may be a good agent, but they may not know how the process works when you're talking about flipping a property, whether it be getting liens released from the property or filling out an NOIS. If you don't know what any of that means, that's fine, but if you deal with the right agent, they will know what it means and they'll help walk you through the process and get most out of it as possible. And if you have an agent that you like and you continually bring them deals, guess what? You can probably buy a house from them eventually, and you might even be able to work out a little bit less of a commission split on the back end if you're going to continually bring them business. Now, I think it's great to become an agent yourself if you have not. It's a great way to find deals and search the MLS and look at tax records and do a lot of things that you cannot do if you don't have a license. So if you don't have your license, that's fine. You can rely on other people, but getting your license is definitely never going to be a bad thing. It can only help you. And if you do have your license and you're looking to learn more about real estate investing, check out the description below. I just launched my Faster Freedom team. No matter what state you're in, you can hang your license with me. And if you're an agent and want to become a better investor, I can help you do that through the resources that my team will give you. So it's a great thing that I just launched that's super, super exciting, that if you want to be a kick-ass agent, but you want to learn how to be a kick-ass investor, there's no better place than joining that team. If you like HGTV style videos, then check out this video over here where I show you befores and afters and walk through actual numbers of a BRRRR rental property deal. Check it out, subscribe, see you on the next one.